Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brief presentation of the new CAP Mentor dashboards that ScopeLift has been working on for us. We have Alex from ScopeLift here today to walk us through the dashboards and share some of the key features and how folks can use them. Alex, I'll pass it over to you.
Cool. Thanks, Shelby. So we've for the last year plus, we've been building out these CAP mentors and mentor mods, and currently the way the association and others that have been using them have been managing them through the block explorers, and it hasn't been a great experience, and it's also really tough to do. So we built a dashboard to help track programs, see how they are doing relative to their CAP, basically allow for greater visibility into how the programs are operating, and then also make it easier to deploy different components of these programs. So Shelby and I are going to walk through the dashboard together, and these are some of the benefits that we kind of built in, and you can check out the proposal. Cool. So this is the main dashboard, and right at the top is an example of a program and all the different parent and child CAP mentors on it. And these programs correspond to these rows in this table, which are tied to the proposal that gave the program the minting rights. So which one are we looking at, Shelby? 11?
Yeah, this one is this image at the top is TPP 11, but if you want to look at other images, you can just click on the program itself, or the kind of row itself, and it will show you the different images at the top here, corresponding images.
Yeah, and so you can see the programs, you can see the parent mentor, the total minted, total caps, and when they started. This helps track whether programs are nearing their caps, whether they're nearing their deadline. So if you're on a CAP mentor for payment, you can see hey, I have to mint before this date. Yeah, provides greater visibility. Anything to add, Shelby?
Yeah, we just to mention, because some folks might be familiar, there is actually an existing TPP dashboard. It's a Dune dashboard that we have. However, you don't have the visualization at the top, which I think is really helpful for a lot of people, especially for someone like me who's not technical, who's traditionally not technical. It's really nice to have a visualization of how these contracts are all connected together, and how the kind of minting path looks like and how that works. What's also a lot nicer about this dashboard, or it's nice, it's similar, this kind of sheet that's at the bottom that has an overview of all the CAP mentors. You can also see this on the Dune dashboard that exists. However, it's just generally a lot more human readable. Here, for example, I really like this expired or fully used, fully minted tag or active tag that's here. That makes it a lot easier just visually to kind of pick these different CAP mentors out, or these different programs out. And as somebody who kind of keeps track of or looks at the kind of minting volume each month, this is super helpful just to have this all total minted, total cap, start end date thing in one place. And also, as somebody who helps try to keep track of expiration dates of programs or minters, this is super helpful. It's just visually a lot easier to work with than the TPP dashboard, that the Dune dashboard. And yeah, the visualization, of course, is great. But yeah, that's those are kind of the key points for the dashboard portion I had to add.
Yeah, so that covers the dashboard. Another piece is we have these different deployment forms that allow you to deploy CAP mentors and their mods using human readable input. So if you're using the block explorer, you have to worry about having a Unix timestamp and having your cap numbers with the correct amount of decimals, 18 decimals for ZK token. And it's just, there's a lot of foot guns to make a mistake. So the forms try to tell you if, inputs are incorrect, and then also allows you to put in more human readable inputs to prevent like errors.
Yeah, maybe I'll just jump in to provide an example quick as somebody who's deployed a lot of cat mentors over the last few years. You mentioned the main one, which is this 18.0, like this 256 format for the cap. So if I wanted to do like 100 ZK for a cat mentor, you have to count out 18 zeros here to make sure. I didn't actually count here, but just so you can see, there's a lot of room for error. So you have to like count like, triple, quadruple check your zeros every time, which is kind of a mess. And then also the epoch time, this the start and end time for each cat mentor is also like a very specific format, and there's like tools and stuff you can use to do that, but it's still kind of a hassle but if you look here, and also room for mistake, right? But if you look here, I can just say 100, done, no counting zeros, and your start and end date you can pick. It's just like a human readable, it's like scheduling a calendar invite, for a call. It's very intuitive and familiar for folks who are not, technical or devs, or maybe not comfortable or confident to do it in the Block Explorer. So it's super, super great to have a more of like a human readable format or interface, just to make it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah. So the last piece is this grant role tab. And this just allows you to grant the minting rights. So if you're like stacking a few minters and minter mods on top of each other before they require a proposal, this is a easy way to add the role between those different minters and mods.
Yeah, and for folks who are just generally unfamiliar, I guess, so you still, in order to activate like a mechanic, a token mechanic, or like a parent cat minter, you do need a proposal in order to grant the minter role from the ZK token to that parent or to the various parents, depending on how your mechanic is set up. But all of anything else like beneath that or under that, I think we were looking at the TBP 11 example, which is maybe another good one just to pull up quickly. Here you can kind of see, all of these minter roles can be granted without a proposal. So the admin of the minters is able to grant those, and they can do that on the Block Explorer or on Safe, usually if it's a multi-sig, but you can also do it here on this interface now, which is quite nice too, and also a lot easier than having to like dig up the minter role address. Like if you do it in the Block Explorer, there's a few more steps. So just like a simpler, smoother experience there. And also, I think we had mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it on this call yet, but just to confirm, this interface is also compatible with Safe, I believe through Wallet Connect. So also great, because a lot of the time minters are managed not by like a single app, like an EOA, but usually through multi-sigs. So it's also accessible for program admins or other folks who are managing things via multi-sig. So
yeah, so that's the grant minter tab. And the last thing I'd like to say is that this is kind of the V1 of the dashboard. It's like a minimal set of features to kind of level up the cat mentor experience. So if people watch this and they have other ideas to incorporate into the dashboard or other features that would be helpful, we're definitely looking to iterate on this as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Great shout. The one last thing I will say too, or maybe just to cover Alex too, is that there is a test net. So what we just reviewed up until this point has been the mainnet version of the interface. There is a separate testnet interface. So if folks want to, play around or, deploy or practice deploying token mechanics on testnet. There's also a testnet version of this, so you can go to the deployer and you can deploy like a testnet cat mentor v3. You also have the same sort of dashboard view here, and what these are. This is also on the mainnet one. Like this is not all of the cat mentors or mentors that have been deployed ever. This is obviously on the mainnet. It's only ones that were, as Alex mentioned earlier, granted the mentor role through a proposal, an on-chain proposal. On the testnet version, it's the same thing. There is a testnet interface for Tally or Cactus, I guess now, that has also like approved the mentor role for like testnet on the testnet ZK token contract for a few programs just for testing purposes, and that's what you see here. Just to clarify if folks were wondering like which cat mentors these even are here. But yeah, the deployment interface I think will be like on testnet will be the most useful for folks here who are wanting to play around or deploy some testnet mechanics. And if you would like to do so, please reach out to the governance team. So Rafa or I or Alicia, and we can help get you set up with a testnet parent cat mentor, and you can do some experimenting with deployment there too. Cool. I guess I'm just looking at the forum post that was posted a few weeks ago here, Alex, and I think we covered everything that's on here. But if folks want more information, feel free to go check out this post on the forum, or if you have questions, please feel free to, or ideas, please feel free to drop a note in this thread. SeedGov, one thing I'll mention, SeedGov had a really cool idea to possibly do, run some sort of token mechanic workshop or deployment workshop using these interfaces, also in cooperation with ScopeLift. So yeah, cat mentor deployment or like mentor deployment in general, and then mechanic sort of design and deployment. So that might be something that we'll look into over the coming weeks if there's interest there. Yeah, just wanted to call that out as well. Anything else to add, Alex?
No, nothing from my side.
Awesome. Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And if folks have questions, please drop them on the forum or reach out online. Thank you.